Welcome to Herd Mentality, a podcast from StoneX where we discuss global dairy markets and what's driving them. Remember that the trading of derivatives such as futures, options, and over-the-counter products or swaps may not be suitable for all investors. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, and past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. We're recording this on Wednesday, February 4th. With me this week is Vipin Kumar, who's our Vice President for the Middle East in the dairy group. Last week was Gulfood, and you were there, Vipin. How was the Gulfood event?
Thanks, Nate, thanks for having me here. Gulfood was this time is slightly different. It was split between the two different locations. Dubai World Trade Center, as usual, the main location, and the second location that this time they added as Dubai Expo City, because the Gulfood becomes so big and they were not able to accommodate a lot of people, so they decided to have it at two different locations. So this time there was a separate dairy pavilion, which was added advantage for all the dairy participants, and it was really helpful for the people to navigate between the pavilions. And there was wider aisles and there was no shoulder to shoulder touch this time. It was good. And we have seen the first 3 days, the excellent footfall, and then slowed down a bit. Probably the people might have moved from this venue to the another venue, and that's what people were reporting from that venue, that it was quite a early 2 days, but was quite a bit of rush in the last days of the
So the
shows.
dairy pavilion was sort of off-site, separate from the main convention center?
Yeah, so it was divided under the different sections, food halls and dairy halls. So it was separate hall for the dairy this time.
Okay. I don't know, jumping right into it, we've seen some surprising strength in the dairy markets across all the major dairy exporters now. And one of the questions that I've been asked, or people have asked me, is the geopolitical issues in the Middle East impacting the dairy markets?
Yeah, I think when the show started, there was a lot of nervousness. We have seen some European flight has been cancelled and diverted, and there was some delayed in arrivals of the people. So the show started with nervousness, but it ends well. Geopolitical tension is one of the reason, and people were also discussing the same thing during the show. Is it because of the local situation here? People are trying to buy more product, or is it something else? So that was interesting topic of discussion during the event.
What's your feeling? Do you think the potential conflict with Iran is driving more buying right now?
I think food security is one point where they always concentrate, and looking at the situation on ground, buyers were a little nervous and they were trying to cover some more product as and when they think that the situation probably can develop. And another reason where people were looking at it, that price was so lucrative in last month during December, January time. So they thought it's a good time to buy. So they started covering themselves.
Looking at the trade flow numbers, the demand for the Middle East has been pretty strong. Looking at some of the most recent import statistics on StoneX Plus, imports by Algeria are up. Egypt has bounced a little bit in the last couple of months. Kuwait has been on a 2-year, 3-year uptrend. There's been some strength from Morocco, from Saudi Arabia recently. And then the UAE was trending sharply higher through most of 2025. Do you hear about good demand on the ground as well?
Yeah, the demand is decent, very decent in terms of WMP and AMF. Demand is very strong, and lately the price in the scheme is going up, so the scheme demand is also picked up. So basically, all three product, which is major product here. Cheese is another major product, but because of the low prices in US and low prices in Europe, people are not very much in a hurry to cover the cheese product. But full cream, which is the major product, and AMF are the two products that they're very active in the participation in the GDT as well.
Another thing I see in the trade flow numbers is that there's an increasing level of trade within the region. Saudi Arabia is a large exporter of product. Turkey, it can be in and out, but they've been a large exporter of product. Do you see that at the trade show as well? Are there, like, Saudi exhibitors who are offering dairy products?
There was a particular pavilion for the Saudi exhibitors, those were presenting in the show, but there was less participation, I would say, compared to the last year from the Saudi this time. But yeah, definitely they would like to promote their product into the export market. The same thing which I saw in last year in Nuga show as well, where a lot of Saudi people were exhibiting and you know pro- demonstrating their product into the show, which was strange. Which was strange. Normally they are importing the product
Yeah.
rather exporting, so that was different.
In the same vein, we've seen China become a larger exporter of product. Were there any Chinese, dairy companies exhibiting?
There were few, but not many. But they were visiting. They were visiting as a visitors, not a party,
Okay.
not exhibitors.
We had prices rising right before the Gulfood event. What was the general sentiment? I guess if we need to break it down by products, we can break it down by products, but were participants bullish or bearish on prices?
During Gulfood time is always a bullish sentiments, but it was mainly skim, which was topic of the discussion, and full cream, of course, was giving some momentum. Gulfood was sorry, GDT was up to GDT before Gulfood, so it was giving a lot of bullish sentiments.
Huh. Even with milk production up.
Even the milk production of. That was another topic of discussions of bullish signals versus bearish
Right.
fundamentals.
All right, Vipin, thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much, Nate.
The StoneX Dairy team spans the US, EU, Asia, and Oceania, providing market intelligence, analysis, and forecasts through our interactive data platform called StoneX Plus, as well as full service brokerage on the major dairy exchanges, the CME, EEX, and SGX. If you're interested in finding out more about our market intelligence or brokerage services, you can find more information on stonex.com.
This communication is issued in the European Economic Area by StoneX Financial Europe SA, SFE by the SFE presenters noted. StoneX is the trade name used by StoneX Group Inc. and all its associated entities and subsidiaries. StoneX Group Inc. companies provide financial services worldwide through its subsidiaries, including physical commodities, securities, exchange traded and over-the-counter, under derivatives, risk management, global payments, and foreign exchange products in accordance with applicable law in the jurisdictions where services are provided. References to certain over-the-counter products or swaps are made on behalf of StoneX Markets, LLC SXM, a member of the National Futures Association NFA and provisionally registered with the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission CFTC as a swap dealer. SXM products are designed only for individuals or firms who qualify under CFTC rules as an eligible contract participant ACPAT and who have been accepted as customers of SXM. Wealth management is offered through SA Stone Wealth Management Inc., member FINRA/SIPC, and SA Stone Investment Advisors Inc., and SEC Registered Investment Advisor, both wholly owned subsidiaries of StoneX Group Inc. StoneX Financial Limited SFL is registered in England and Wales, company No. 5,616,586. SFL is authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority registration number FRN 446,717 to provide to professional and eligible customers including arrangement, execution and, where required, clearing derivative transactions in exchange-traded futures and options. SFL is also authorized to engage in the arrangement and execution of transactions in certain OTC products, certain securities trading, precious metals trading and payment services to eligible customers. SFL is authorized regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under the Payment Services Regulations 2017 for the provision of payment services. SFL is a Category 1 ring dealing member of the London Metal Exchange. In addition, SFL also engages in other physically delivered commodities business and other general business activities which are unregulated and not required to be authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority. StoneX Financial Europe SA, SFE is a securities trading firm registered in the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg under Company No. RC Lux B 10821. SFE is authorized by the Luxembourg Ministry of Finance and regulated by the Commission de Surveillance du Secteur Financier Registration No. P00000 to carry out, inter alia, the activities of investment advisor, portfolio manager, professional acting on own account, broker in financial instruments, and commission agent. StoneX Financial Pte Ltd Co. Reg. No. 2011305988R SFP is regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore and is a capital market service licensee for dealing in capital market products, an exempt financial advisor for advising on investment products and issuing or promulgating analyses/reports on investment products, and a major payment institution for cross-border money transfer service. StoneX Financial HK Limited C. No. BCQ 152 SHK is regulated by by the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission for dealing in futures contracts. StoneX Group Inc. acts as agent for SFL in New York with respect to its payment services business. StoneX Financial Thai Limited, SFA Akin, 141774727 holds an Australian financial service license and is regulated by the Australian Securities and Investments Commission AFSL 345646. StoneX Securities Co. Limited, SSJ Co. Reg. No 0104010471999 is regulated by the Japanese Financial Ser. ISIS Agency as a Taipei Financial Instruments Business Operator Kanto Local Finance Bureau FIBO No. 291 is a member of the Financial Futures Association of Japan for dealing and broking FX and FX option transactions, and is a member of the Japan Securities Dealers Association for dealing and broking stock indices and option transactions. The information herein is not a recommendation to trade nor investment research or an offer to buy or sell any financial product. It does not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs and does not create a binding obligation on any of the StoneX Group Inc. of companies to enter into any transaction with you. You are advised to perform an independent investigation of any transaction to determine whether any transaction is suitable for you. This material should be construed as the solicitation of an account, order, and/or services provided by the FCM division of StoneX Financial Inc., SFI NFAID 0476094 or StoneX Markets LLC SXM NFAID 0449652 and represents the opinions and viewpoints of the individual authors or presenters and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of SFI or SXM. It does not constitute an individualized recommendation or take into account the particular trading objectives, financial situations, or needs of individual customers. Additionally, this material should not be construed as research material. The trading of derivatives such as futures, options, and over-the-counter products or swaps may not be suitable for all investors. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, and you should fully understand the risks prior to trading. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. All references to and discussion of OTC products or swaps are made solely on behalf of SXM. All references to futures and options on futures trading are made solely on behalf of SFI. SXM products are intended to be traded only by individuals or firms who qualify under CFTC rules as an eligible contract participant ACPA and who have been accepted as customers of SXM. SFI and SXM are not responsible for any redistribution of this material by third parties or any trading decisions taken by persons not intended to view this material. Information contained herein was obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but is not guaranteed as to its accuracy. Contact designated personnel from SFI or SXM for specific trading advice to meet your trading preferences. SFP may distribute analysis/report produced by its respective foreign affiliates within the StoneX Group of companies pursuant to an arrangement under Regulation 32C of the Financial Advisors Regulations. Recipients should contact SFP at 656-309-1000 for any matters arising from or in connection with this podcast. No part of this material may be copied or duplicated in any form by any means or redistributed without the prior written consent of StoneX Group Inc. The podcast herein is not directed to or intended for distribution to or use by any person or entity who is a citizen or resident of or located in any locality, state, country, or other jurisdiction where such distribution, publication, availability, or use would be contrary to law or regulation. Copyright 2024 StoneX Group Inc. All rights reserved.